The past few months, we've been reading from the Gospel of Matthew. And the Gospel of Matthew is full of parables. Parables are a wonderful thing. Parables are part metaphor, part allegory, part fantasy, part myth. They're all these things that help us to understand real-world concepts, the way things are. And as we come to a close this season from our reading of Matthew, I thought, why not tell a parable ourselves? So I invite you guys to sit back, just relax, stretch out if you want to, put on something comfy while we tell this story. The parable of Good Company, Inc. I'm just going to set the mood a little bit, if you don't mind. Someone said this would be a good idea. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing in it. I'm all in when I'm all in. This parable is about you. Congratulations! You just got your very first professional job at Good Company, Inc. And you are so excited. This is the first salary position. You are someone, or at least you're gonna be. You are putting the pedal to the metal to be the best that there ever will be for Good Company, Inc. This isn't just a job to you. Your dad did this job, and his dad did this job, and his dad before him. This is everything to you, and you're so excited. And you're no slouch either. You're putting in the work. You're doing the late nights. You are putting the pedal to the metal like you said you would, so that you can be seen. You know in the end, Good Company, Inc. will give you your reward. Now, you don't work at corporate headquarters, of course. That's absurd for someone at an entry level. Instead, you work at a branch. And today, you got your first phone call from branch management. Good news, they say to you. Productivity is down. Everyone's going to have to start working longer hours. I want you guys in here earlier, staying later, through weekends and holidays. Just really prove that you want that great reward from Good Company, Inc. We're talking to corporate after all, and they know, they see what you're doing, so keep at it. You're no slouch, remember? So you start working through the night. The moon comes up, you're still hard at work. You got bags under your eyes, it's fine. You're putting the work in. You will get your reward after this. It's easy to say, harder to do in reality. Because it's hard to sleep sometimes, staring at a screen all day and all night. You keep getting told you're going to get this great reward and things are going to get better for you and you're going to climb that corporate ladder, but it doesn't seem like a reality sometimes, and it keeps you up at night. Early one morning, you get another phone call from branch management again. Good news, they say to you. We're out of money. We're going to need to start tightening our belts. The people who really care about this company, they're going to take a pay cut. So if you do want to stick around and care about this company, you will do that, and you will give more of your money to us. This kind of worries you. Your allegiance isn't shaken, by the way. You are still firmly a member, an employee of this Good Company, Inc., and you still intend to keep working there, but you know that you're barely making ends meet as it is. Sure enough, the creditors come, and they take away everything. And you're left without a home, without a bed, and you find yourself bunking in a halfway house, surrounded by strangers, and the little sleep you were getting, you're not even getting that anymore. Things are really, really hard, and you hate to think about it, but you're wondering if any of it's even worth it. No, it's worth it. It's worth it. It worked for Dad. It worked for his dad, and his dad before him. It's going to work for me. I just have to make these sacrifices right now to make it work. You're still putting the pedal to the metal. There's not a lot of metal left in you now. You find yourself up late at night, midnight, past that, working through bedtime. You're exhausted. Things aren't going well. This office is more of your home than any home you used to have. You spend every waking moment here. Someone comes by one day and they put a hand on your shoulder. They say, "Hey friend, you're looking tired. You're kind of cranky." Like, "Yeah, no kidding. I've got 2 hours of sleep this week and it's Thursday." "Listen," this guy says, "I've set up a cot in the storage room. Go there, lay down, rest. It's going to be okay. I'll cover for you." You know that this is against the rules, and you're reminded of the rules all the time. The branch management is always telling you what the rules are. Don't slack off. Don't fall asleep at your desk. Don't take too long of a lunch break. Otherwise, Good Company Inc. is going to see it. But just this once, you gotta. And so you do. And you're surrounded by boxes on cracked concrete floor, and you get the best sleep of your life. Amazing. It's so good. And when you wake up, you feel healed and refreshed. And you start telling other coworkers about it. "Hey guys, some guy came by and gave me a break. I slept for like 4 hours. Don't tell anybody, of course, but it was amazing. Do you know who this guy is?" They're like, "Yeah, he did the same thing for me. My cat just died, and he talked to me. Or I'm overcoming an addiction, and he's listening to my problems. Or, you know what, I showed up late, and he covered for me." He's a really great guy. He's a new guy. His name is Jesus. And he's fantastic. You say, "We gotta find this guy. What is he doing?" And so you look around campus for him, and you finally find him in the break room. And he's standing on a table, and he's talking to a crowd of people. And he's saying, "Y'all, things aren't right here. I've read the employee handbook. I know what it says, and things aren't going right. You shouldn't be worked to death here. You should be respected. Good Company Inc. does care about you. I know it. You need to stand up for the right things that they actually want, and not these superfluous weekends, after hours all the time." They like the sound of that. "I could do with more sleep. Shoot, that sounds wonderful." The crowd likes it. The management does not like it. The management, what with their superficial spray tans and fancy watches and rings and haircuts and suits, it seems like as everyone has gotten less sleep and become poorer, they are well rested and cared for and pampered, and it doesn't seem to be going along with what Good Company Inc. intends. People are starting to notice. When the management sees what's happening in this room, they're scared for 2 reasons. 1, they don't like the idea of a whole crowd talking trash about them. That's not going to fly. 2, they are in cahoots with another company that has a vested interest in this branch. Empire LLC. Empire LLC has purchased an interesting stake in this company, and what they are doing with it is they are pulling some strings. They tell the managers, "You can get richer, but you need to send us, your employees, money. That way you're going to be okay. We're going to make your company work. We're going to make you guys rich." And once you buy into Empire LLC, there's no buying yourself out. So, the branch managers want to avoid any confrontation with Empire LLC, because if Empire LLC gets a whiff of unionizing, they're going to burn that building to the ground. Branch managers don't want that, obviously. They intercede. They bring the employee handbook to Jesus, and they say, "Jesus, look, we heard what you were saying. You're not right. Like, you're clearly not right. Look at this handbook. That's not how it works." But what they don't realize, Jesus can read chapter and verse and recite it, and he knows it front and back, and he can say, "No, you are wrong, and you are hypocrites. The first 2 rules, work for the company, work for each other. Everything else is debatable in there. That's what you're missing. You're getting hung up on the details." What an interesting confrontation. The next day, you show up to the office. You find in the parking lot, there's a pile of luxury items. Busts of exotic animals, a rock climbing wall, whiskey decanters, televisions, furniture, all in the parking lot. thrown from the top floors, from where the management works. And when you go up to the top floor, you see a team of people, coworkers, working, doing the work that Good Company Inc. really wanted them to do in the first place. And the management is nowhere to be found. They're somewhere else, plotting, thinking of their next move. What are they going to do? And everyone seems happy here, until Jesus reminds them something. Good victory today, but we still have work to do. Sometimes we have to stay after. Sometimes we have to work a Saturday. Sometimes we have to go above and beyond. That's just the way it is. I didn't come here to get rid of the employee manual. I came here to fulfill it. Let's do that. People don't like this idea, and they get really upset. And the managers get whiff of this upset feeling, and they get with the group, and they call the CEO of Empire LLC. His name is Chad, because I hate that name. And he tells them, look, honestly, I don't see what the problem is. He's doing the work. People seem happy. I say let him. But the management knows they can't fire them himself or themselves. It would look bad. They say, look, no, just do it. Fine, but it's on you. And so they do. And Empire LLC gets rid of Jesus. And they make him pack all his stuff. And they strip him naked, and I apologize for the nudity in that picture. They strip him naked in front of everybody and kick him out, and his mom picks him up, and it's over. And that's it. And you go back to work, and everything's normal. And what a weird, strange, liminal space you have occupied in the past few weeks. You were part of some big movement. You were going to overturn everything. Everything was going to change, and now nothing. Now it was just all talk. And you kind of feel empty, and it's a bad feeling. And you don't know what's going to happen now, because all of your confidence in this company is shaken. All your confidence in everything is shaken. 3 days go by. Someone walks through the front door of this building, of this branch, and you hear whispers going around. The CEO is here. Everyone look good, the CEO is here. And he doesn't just walk in himself, no. He walks in dramatic fashion, with a camera crew, and with lights and a microphone, and everyone's excited to meet him, and you meet him. And he says, how are things going at this branch? Oh, you know, CEO, a little dramatic actually. We just had a recent firing. And he says, firing? What happened? It's like this guy, Jesus, got fired. He says, I don't know how you're going to fire the CEO. It was Jesus the whole time. Everyone is amazed. What? It was all a ruse? Yes. Jesus was a CEO. He was the big man. He wrote the manual. Everyone shocked. The initial shock wears off like, oh no. We were in the crowd that got rid of him. He's not swayed by it. He forgives him. He says, look, this is what I've learned my time in this branch. This system of managers getting everything, it doesn't work. We all belong to the company. We've got to look out for each other. We've got to be part of this organization in cooperation. That's what Good Company Inc. wants. That's what we need. And everyone listens to him intently. And at the end of the day, he ascends in his helicopter to go back to corporate. And everyone watches him go. And he says, I will be back. And when I come back, I want to see all the good work that you've done. I believe in you. And everyone was filled with enthusiasm. And then the branch burned down. Because that happens. Because Empire LLC thought about, like, you know what, we better kill this where it stands. And they burned down the branch with the managers inside. And now everything is up in the air. What happens now? What can you do? Everything you've known has been turned upside down. All you can do is get to work from the rubble. And so you grab your shovel and you start digging the ash, and you know that you are going to build something better, something that Good Company Inc. really would like to see when the CEO comes back. Oh my God, he's going to be so proud. We're going to be something that really does good in the world. And you're once again filled with confidence, filled with enthusiasm, and you know what you need to do.